Welcome to the Story Pillow podcast, your cozy corner for timeless tales and intriguing conversations. I'm your host, Emma Caldwell, here to bring you comfort and a little curiosity as we wind down together. Tonight, we're shifting gears from our usual storytelling to explore a fascinating question that blends literary genius with timeless intrigue. Is Agatha Christie the Sherlock Holmes of her time? That's the question we'll be exploring today. Let's dive right in. Did Christie's work really revolutionize detective fiction, or was it more of a continuation of what was already there?
That's a great question. While Sherlock Holmes definitely paved the way, Christie undeniably created her own thing. A big difference is her focus on, regular people instead of brilliant detectives.
So you're saying Christie's genius was more about her characters than her plot twists?
Exactly. The twists are definitely there, but the emotional depth of her characters is what makes her stories last.
But what about the suspense? Holmes is famous for his intricate plots, and Christie is just as well known for her suspenseful stories. Is there a comparison there?
Oh, absolutely. Both authors are masters of suspense, but Christie often uses psychology and red herrings in a way that Holmes doesn't.
Let's talk about suspense. The article mentions Christie's use of narrative techniques like spatial narrative and playing with the reader's perspective to build suspense. How effective were those?
Incredibly effective. By focusing on the setting and carefully holding back information, she creates this feeling of unease and anticipation that keeps you reading. And her manipulation of perspective is a masterclass in misdirection.
The article also talks about repetition, especially in And Then There Were None, to build suspense. Is that a common thing in her work?
Yeah, it's a recurring trick. Repeating themes or events creates this sense of dread and subtly hints at the solution without giving it away. It's a really delicate balance.
It seems Christie's suspense was more psychological than just plot-driven, unlike some of Holmes's more straightforward mysteries.
Exactly. She played with the reader's expectations and feelings, making it a more immersive and unsettling experience.
The article mentions ethical concerns in Christie's work, particularly in Curtin Poirot's last case. How does she handle these tricky moral dilemmas?
He doesn't avoid them. Poirot's actions in Curtin raise some serious ethical questions, making the reader think about justice and morality.
Does that add another layer to her work, making it more than just entertainment?
Absolutely. It makes her stories more than just puzzles. They're thought-provoking and still relevant today. It shows how skilled she was as a writer.
So the ethical dilemmas aren't just plot devices, but important to the themes of her novels.
Right. They add depth and complexity, making the stories more meaningful.
The article calls Christie's novels games, saying reading them is an interactive experience. Do you agree?
Totally. Christie invites the reader to join the investigation, challenging them to solve the mystery along with the detective.
That sense of participation makes the reading experience better, right?
Absolutely. It's what makes her books so engaging and worth rereading. The reader is an active part of it, not just watching.
And the fair play thing mentioned in the article, the idea that all the clues are there, is key to that interactive element.
Essential. It's about trust between the author and reader. If the author cheats, the game is ruined.
The article discusses women in Christie's work, especially Miss Marple. How does Christie challenge traditional gender roles?
Miss Marple is a perfect example. She's this seemingly ordinary old woman, but her sharp mind and observation skills make her a great detective.
She subverts expectations, doesn't she? This frail-looking woman is actually brilliant.
Exactly. She challenges the stereotype of the passive, less intelligent woman.
And this is true for other female characters in her novels.
Yes, Christie often shows women as complex and capable, defying the limitations society put on them.
The article also mentions the many film adaptations of Christie's work. How successful have they been at capturing the essence of her novels?
It's a mixed bag. Some adaptations are faithful, while others take a lot of liberties.
The article talks about the tension between staying true to the original and appealing to a wider audience. That's a common problem in adaptations, isn't it?
Absolutely. Directors often have to make changes to appeal to more people, sometimes losing some of the original story's nuances.
But the sheer number of adaptations shows how popular Christie's work is.
Definitely. Her stories translate well to the screen, and the characters resonate with audiences across generations.
So, back to our original question, is Agatha Christie the Sherlock Holmes of her time?
I wouldn't say she's a direct equivalent. Holmes started the genre, but Christie redefined it. She brought a unique mix of suspense, psychological depth, and social commentary to detective fiction.
She pushed the boundaries of the genre, adding layers of complexity that Holmes's work didn't always explore.
Exactly. She created a legacy that still inspires writers and readers today.
Her focus on character, psychological suspense, and ethical considerations sets her apart.
Indeed, she's more than just a writer of detective stories, she's a master storyteller.
Let's compare Christie and Holmes directly. Both created iconic detectives, but their approaches were very different.
Holmes uses deduction and observation, often showing off his superior intellect. Christie's detectives, while intelligent, are more grounded and relatable.
Holmes's stories are often more about the puzzle itself, while Christie's go deeper into the psychology of the characters.
Exactly. Christie's mysteries are often more about human nature and its complexities than just solving a crime.
So, while both are masters of suspense, their methods and ultimate goals are different.
Absolutely. They represent different sides of the detective fiction genre.
What explains Christie's lasting appeal? Why are her books still so popular?
Her stories are timeless. The themes of human nature, morality, and justice are universal and resonate with readers of all ages. Her characters are memorable and relatable, and her plots are cleverly done and suspenseful. She masterfully blends entertainment with thought-provoking themes.
That was a great discussion. Thank you so much.